I guess you're a little depressed that the government's pressing ahead with this plan, if they can, to effectively say to the European Court, you've blocked one flight to Rwanda, but we're determined to stop you doing it again.
I think the government is playing us for fools. And to pick up on the comment that has just been made, there is plenty of provision in this bill that frankly is contrary to international law. The migration of people who come seeking asylum is not illegal. It is perfectly permitted in international law, and it is our obligation, like every other nation's, to receive claims, consider them, and grant protection to people who are entitled to it. And of course the court cannot provide the sort of nonsense guarantees that Dominic Raab and other ministers say they are seeking, because the court cannot say in advance that it will sanction what the government may do. It can only rule on what is done, when it is done, according to law, which is what it does do.
But what Dominic Raab is saying on behalf of the government, Steve, as you know, is that it should be a matter for the British court to decide whether to block these deportations, not an anonymous judge in a Strasbourg court. As we know in this particular case, we don't even know the identity of the judge late one night. He wants to stop that and leave it a matter for the British judiciary and Parliament.
Well, he can't do that, and the court can't sanction that either. Certainly the court can talk to him about the procedures that are put in place to ensure that the British government has its opportunity to have its say in front of the court, and everyone can be more satisfied with that. But the court is there responsible for the convention that this country is a party to. And yes, if the British courts are permitted to rule on these questions and the government is passing legislation to prevent them ruling on these questions, then it is less likely that anything will ever have to get to the court. But if you take away all that, even more matters will have to go to the court, which is ultimately responsible for the convention the UK has signed.